Bonjour! French personal pronouns, what you need to know. This is the title of the video. Personal pronouns. What would we do without them? We would end up killing each other probably, right? Wrong. A world without personal pronouns, imagine that! It would be the best. We'd wake up without having to think about the pronouns we should use. And we'd end up talking with our hands, experimenting, and at Chinese restaurants, we'd end up ordering with chopsticks, trying to point at numbers. It would be much better. It'd be much more simpler, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't probably be simpler. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you French pronouns. Personal pronouns, to be exact. What is a personal pronoun? A personal pronoun is used to refer to the speaker, the person spoken to, or a thing. And in English, we have I, you, he, she, one, we, you, they. In French, more or less the same quantity of personal pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, on. Nous, vous, il, elle. By now, you will have noticed that some pronouns are underlined, or not underlined, they are in another color and followed by an asterisk. There's a reason for that. The reason for that is that they are different than their English counterparts. So I decided to put that color just to attract your attention. And it's a word of caution here. Watch out when you come across the pronoun on, for example. We will discuss why. Watch out when you come across the pronoun vous in French. We will discuss why in just a second. And il and elle, again, it's different than in English. Difference number one, il and elle. In French, the third person plural has a masculine and feminine form, unlike English. Marie et Julie, they're awesome. Makes sense. Marie et Julie, elles sont géniales in French. So we need to specify the sex in that case because Marie and Julie both are women. Now, if we have two male, and let's say they're alien males, Geethan and Zorglub, they're awesome. Well, Geethan et Zorglub, ils sont géniaux in French, because they're masculine aliens. And that gives us the difference between English, because in English, in both cases, we're going to use they. Finally, interesting situation here, we have a male alien and a female person. They're awesome in English. But in French, we're going to use the masculine form. Because masculine wins over feminine in that case in French. That's how it works. Geethan et Marie, ils sont géniaux. That was difference number one. There's more, obviously. And what is more? The pronoun vous. Vous is vous is used to address someone formally in French. You are very interesting, Princess Pliff. Vous êtes très intéressante, Princess Pliff. So, vous does not only serve us to address a group of people in front of us. We can also use vous to address people politely, especially a princess when you think about it. You don't want to tutoyer, which is used unpolite. The informal vous in French is tu. We don't want to tutoyer a princess. We want to go vous. In that case, it's polite. And it applies to a bunch of situations. When you don't know someone, in theory, you have to vous voyez that person. Vous voyez means to use the vous pronoun rather than the tu pronoun. And of course, it applies to a lot of other language. German language has it. Spanish language has it. But in English, we have that beautiful you that applies to someone that you know or someone you don't know. And in French, well, it's subtle here. You have to use a different pronoun. Difference number three. On. It's a very interesting pronoun in French. In French, you know, when you're talking about several people, well, in English, you would say we are happy. In French, you could say nous sommes heureux, which is the exact equivalent in theory, but French people are going to prefer on instead of oui. So we're gonna say on est heureux. We are happy, on est heureux. And I didn't say nous sommes heureux. I said on est heureux, which is the equivalent but in the singular form. For example, we are there to help. Well, on est là pour aider is what a French person would say, even if, I can write it down here. In theory, you should say nous sommes là pour aider. But French people use on and prefer on over nous, which is a luck when you think about it, because it's very easy to conjugate the verb in the third person of a singular, usually easier than the first person of the plural form. So it's a luck, I guess you could say. And now you may think that's all for today, but I'm going to stop you right there, my friend, because there is more. That's not all. So stick with me here, because right before you go, consider these additional differences between on and we, or between on and nous. On can mean one. When one plays with a robot, can translate into quand on joue avec un robot. So this is why here you will see that I translated one and we to on, because it can translate both pronouns. When one plays with a robot, quand on joue avec un robot. Another difference, on can translate a passive voice in French. For example, I was given a gold bar. On m'a donné un lingot d'or. And here is good to know, because the passive voice, it's something for another lesson, of course. We're not going to go in depth into the passive voice in French, but here you will know that on can also serve to create a passive voice. And let's rewind and sum it all up now, just focusing on this chart in front of us. We have, in French, personal pronouns are very similar to their English counterparts. Je, tu, il, elle, nous. Very, very similar. However, we have on, which is a bit different, and we said why. We have vous, which can apply in situations where you address a lot of people in front of you, an audience, or a person formally. When you address someone formally, you can use vous. And the verb conjugates the same way, so there's no difference in the conjugation, just the pronoun has to be taken into account. And last but not least, they, which is a unisex pronoun in English, has a difference here in French, is that we split that pronoun in two, and we have il when you when you're talking about several male people or a group of people with at least one male in it, and elle when there's only female that we're talking about. And today you found out that personal pronouns in French exist, and we covered the theory together. So now, why not do the exercise I made especially for you? The link is in the description. I'll see you there.